Hello, 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 Destiny Shapers. How are you doing? It's always a pleasure to see you and come your way. Today is another wonderful day. We have a very honorable personality here to share his knowledge with us. You know, it's said that we are all leaders, but nobody is born a leader. You are born and you have to make the leadership skills come out of you through hard work. So somebody said leaders aren't born. They are made, and they are made just like anything else through hard work. That is why we are here today talking about developing the leader within you. We have Professor Livingstone Apochi with us to share with us. He's a chartered Christian instructor, which is CCI, based in Nigeria, but his institution is Wisdom Bible University. The headquarters is South Africa. He is a vice chancellor, married with 3 children. So thank you all for today. I'll bring him on and welcome everybody that has joined us. I'm Sheila Noy, the founder of Destiny Shapers Academy. God bless you for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe to Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noy and invite somebody. Share the link. Let somebody be part of this conversation because I can assure you that this is going to be a very life changing conversation. So, um, welcome, welcome, Professor Livingstone Apochi. It is an honor to host you today.
God bless you, man.
Thank you
It's
so
a great
much.
thing being
So,
part of. God bless you. God bless you. It's a great thing being part of this great mission. It's a great honor for me to be part of Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noye today on live streaming on this program. It's a great privilege. I thank God for. I've been watching your programs since the day we have this appointment, and so exciting. I never knew that I would appear. The way I saw the program, I saw the vision, and it's a burden in me to be part of it. In
amen.
fact, if we can have many of this kind of program in these our days, I think we'll have a better world. I give God the glory for being here today. And I'm thanking God for what God has projected to do today. I'm trusting God that He will do greater than what we expected. God bless you,
Amen.
man.
Amen. God bless you. It is an honor. And I thank my own brother, Pastor Ohene, for connecting us. And I know this is not going to be the first and the last. God is going to use this partnership to do amazing work. So thank you again. And God bless everybody that is joining. As I said, we are talking about developing the leader within you. And Prof has a book on this topic, developing the leader within you. And I will share the link to the book as we are going along, so you can click on it. It is not expensive book at all. You can buy it wherever you are. You just have to click and then purchase, and you'll be able to download it. So once again, I welcome everybody, and please share the link. Share the link. Thank you, my own pastor, um, Opoku. He said, welcome, Professor. So delighted to hear you. And he has been here before and been a tremendous blessing unto us as well. So developing the leader within. I want, even though I've shared a little bit about Prof, I want him to add more to it. Is there anything that we don't know about you, your background? I know you are in Nigeria, but what else do we have to know about you?
Thank you so much. I am blessed. And I thank God that I'm here in the midst of blessed people. May the
Amen.
grace that brought this program into reality, may that grace be on the increase in the name of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Uh, I thank God that I'm privileged. I said it again. I sincerely thank God for your life as a person and your commitment to this global vision. Heaven will not be too busy to help you reach the utmost in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I pray that the strength and the grace you need to reach the end will be on the increase, so that by the time you are finished well, like Apostle Paul, you will not only pass through the earth with indelible marks, but you leave on the earth the marks to be remembered for the better future in the name of Jesus Christ. My name, as you said, my names are Livingstone Emmanuel Apochi. I am a Nigerian born in Benue State in a village called Ogbadibo, and it was renamed after the revival came as Jesus Village, Ogbadibo in Benue State. Presently, I am a pastor. I pastor a church in Lagos, Nigeria, by name Living Word Bible Church. It's a vision, it's a mission that came out of the challenge after I came out of missionary school. I am a lecturer. I lecture in many Bible institutions. I lecture in many Bible institutions. I cannot mention them because of our time. I've lectured for more than 25 years in my lecturing career, from Rema Bible College to so many other Bible colleges before I got to Wisdom Bible University as a lecturer, from being a lecturer to head of director in human resources, from director in human resources, presently to vice chancellor in Wisdom Bible University. So all my life, I love teaching, and even up to tomorrow, I'll remain a teacher until Jesus Christ comes, because I started that one way back from my primary school. It is going to be on the increase continually, because the Holy Spirit always put it in my mind. Even when I became a vice chancellor in Wisdom Bible University, some were saying that I should not come. I said, I told the FON, I told the chancellor that I'm a lecturer. I'll always be a lecturer, because a soldier is always a soldier. I love teaching. It's part of the gift I have. So I never leave it. I teach in the school. I teach outside the school. Even if I see people, I teach them the right thing to do. So I'm always a teacher. So I'm still a lecturer. Lecturer, I'm a counselor. I am a writer as well. I started writing from when I was in the primary school several years back. And it's a burden, it's a passion in me. I can write and even sometimes forget. When I was a bachelor, I can write and forget the food in the kitchen and the whole thing will be burning. So I'm a writer. I'm a passionate writer. I've written several books. I've written several bulletins. I've written so many church leadership bulletins, Sunday school pamphlets, and the rest. One of my books is the one we are looking at today, Developing the Leader Within You. And that book came to my mind when I saw the way that leadership in the worldly fashion is quite so ugly, is so is so disappointing to the purpose for which God bring forth the word leader. So Developing the Leader Within You is one of the book that we are going to look at some parts of it today, that everyone is created to be God on earth. And there is a leadership part, there is a leadership push, there is a leadership socket, there is a leadership function, there is a leadership potential in everyone that is born onto this earth. It's one of the book. I have another one, War Against Women Ministry. That one speaks about the purpose of women being in the ministry. A lot of errors have taken over the world, that they don't believe. Many church theologians, many church dogmas have stopped women from teaching, preaching, being pastor, and all that. That book carries a lot of details of God's plan for women. I call it War Against Women Ministry. There are a lot of war, but it's the problem of lack of understanding. The Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That one is there. We are not going to look at that one today. I have 42 biblical leaders, the reason why they fought, those who succeeded. I have so many other books, but they are not going to look at that. Also, I'm a writer. I'm a passionate writer. And presently, I'm the vice chancellor of Wisdom Bible University.
Wow.
Trust God that as we continue, the relationship will bring us closer, and a lot of other things will be coming up. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Prof. It's like once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes,
And I have Mama Dorcas saying hi to everybody, and she's a teacher too. So
That's
God
great.
bless you, Mama Dorcas, and God bless everybody. Say hi so we see you and we can recognize you as well. So back to Prof. So you've been a teacher, you are a lecturer, you are a married man, a father, and everything else. You are a vice chancellor of your university. Um, so I can see leadership traits in you. And I'm like, how and what inspired you to start your journey in leadership development? Because I can see you are somebody that is really passionate about leadership and leadership development. So what inspired you to start the journey?
Thank you. Mm. Leadership, honestly, I what there was a cry in my heart. There was a burden in my heart. It was burning in my bone, just as Jeremiah said. When I grew up, I grew up as a church boy, right from families. I begin to see what happens in families, both local and civilized families. I begin to see what happened because I know that leadership starts from home.
Mm,
I begin to see happens between husband, wife, mother, father, children in the family, a family of four, a family of five. I grew up in a local village that at times a man gave birth to 5, 10 children. I begin to see how people usurp authority over each other, even though they all belong to the same local setup. I begin to
mm,
see what is happening in leadership in the church when we are growing up as a church boys, altar boys. I begin to see how people, I look at that, what they cry in my heart was that what true leadership is supposed to be a kind of a place of service, an opportunity to serve,
mm,
opportunity to influence people by serving in a manner that you represent God so that people will now, that will command followership. But I begin to see error. I begin to see the disappointment to that core of leadership that's supposed to be the true leadership. The burden came up in me, and I begin to, how could I, when will God make me a leader so that I'll be able to show people not only by only telling people, not only by writing, but my character. As far back as far back as 1987, when we were going out for evangelism, one day we were coming back, and after we have consulted the family that were quarreling, we visited the home, and there was quarreling between the children in the home. But when they meet us in the fellowship, they look at humble people, they look at the angels. Then, as we visited and we settled that case, I was telling my friend that followed me that I wish that I'll grow up and marry. And when I marry, that if I become a marriage counselor, when I see families quarreling, when they bring up their cases, I will now invite them to my house that the church is too busy. Let's go to my house. You are going to stay in my house for 2 days. That when they come to my house in 2 days, I will be just when they want me to talk to them, I'll just tell them I'm busy reading the Bible, busy doing praying and all that, so that they will be able to see the relationship in my home. That by the
mm,
time they spend a day or two with me, they will, when I put them for the table for discussion, they will say we don't need discussion. What we saw is enough. So I was telling my that time I was just a small altar boy. So I saw the challenge I have, what pushed me into leadership, the question about that burden and the inspiration that I got. It pushes me. I discovered that the search for true leadership is becoming so difficult. When I
mm,
see the world system, when I even see the church, when I see the ivory tower, when we go to school, when I see how prefects, senior boys begin to bully others, I look at it that people that are supposed to be in a place, a privileged seat to show good example, they become they turn that seat to a seat of oppression. Those things are the challenges I have. I discovered that the search for true leadership is difficult. I discovered that there is a complexity in the understanding of what leadership is supposed to mean. I discovered that when I look at the way people go through I go through pages of newspaper when I grew up, I discovered that even presidents of countries, they were asking for help. That shows that they don't have answer to the challenges in the countries they are leading. When I read papers, I listen to news. I discovered that even people are in a privileged position. Like I look at the ivory towers, I discovered that even lecturers, they are sleeping with students. They're supposed to coach them and show good example to them before they can have their grades. I now discover that people see that when you are at the top, when you are the leadership seat, they erroneously understand that it's a place that you misbehave, you bully, you stand at it's my place, it is my time, I can do whatever. I begin to see into it that people are taking it, they are going to the erroneous side of what God really means for leadership.
mm,
Then I discovered that the number one need over our generation, over the what we need in our days, that the number one need is not money, it's not
mm,
social program, it's not even new government. It's about moral discipline.
mm,
It's about principled centered leaders.
mm,
It's about a man that have a great heart for the people to serve. I discovered that the people that are leading that have this character, they are very rare. These are the
mm,
burdens I have. We need true leaders in the government. We need them in business. We need them in schools. We need them in civil services. We need them in youth communities. We need them in religious organizations. We need them in homes. We need them in every area of discipline, in the area of medicine, in the area of sport, in the area of
mm,
media. We even discovered that many in the field of medicine that the ethics are so strict. I saw a lot of professional. I I have the records about many professional doctors that behave, that misbehave against the ethics
mm,
of that medical field. Those areas are areas of strict leadership that if it's being managed in the right manner, will have a better world. Those are
mm,
many challenges I have. So for this challenge, if there are developed leaders, this is the cry for my heart that if God will raise me to a place that I will be able to develop leaders, speak to leaders, train leaders with the power of the Holy Spirit and the function of the Holy Spirit, have put up some pages that people that Holy Spirit allow them to read that will be able to touch their life. This and this is my cry. I prayed
mm,
right from before I got married. I prayed for leadership because I saw everywhere misbehavior. I see government, people that are voted for into government, the same government are bring them into accountability. There are many records of fraudulent practices, putting
mm,
people in jail, sitting on money, sitting on the privileges of people, sitting on the things that, but the leaders, I discover leaders, they are not doing what they ought to do. That is the burden, my cry before I run into this ministry. God bless you, man.
wow, I can even feel the passion and the burden is so heavy. And you drop the nuggets. You
God
drop
bless you, man.
the burden. So if anybody is watching us, what is the burden on your heart? Yours may be another thing, not leadership, but something else. What is the burden on your heart? What do you want to see change in? That may be your call, and you need to pay attention to it. Prof saw the burden for leadership, true leadership. And that is why, even as he's sharing, you can feel it heavily. And thank you. Madam Dorcas was talking about the mess in leadership, wolf in sheep's skin, deception. By their fruit, we see them, right? And
Yes, by
he
their
said,
fruit we see them.
you are really a true leader. You are really sharing. And I thank you for that. And I thank you that you didn't give up. You did not overlook that passion and burden, but you kept pushing, and now you are talking and speaking and helping people to develop their leadership. So, how would you define leadership in today's context, and how has it evolved over the years?
Mm. Honestly, when we get into definition of leadership, we'll be able to we will come out with too many definitions of true leadership.
Mm,
In today's content, in today's context, if we go into today's context, we discover that the true definitions of leadership is misrepresented.
mm,
If we look at leadership in today's context, taking into view what is happening globally, we look at the countries of Africa, so we said that we Africans, we are still developing countries. When we look at the developed countries and we see what is happening there too, we discover that the context of the definition of leadership today is misunderstood, is misconstrued, and misconcepted. The real definition of true leadership has been deliberately misconstrued in our today's definition. Several people at the helm of leadership affairs take the position as a position of subjugation,
mm,
the place to bully people, the place to oppress people, the place to dominate people, the place to control people, the place to make people subject by force to your own demand. I'm looking at the way they look at us to this context, which is erroneously terrible. Several people at the helm of affairs, these are the things they believe. True leadership is a relationship
mm.
between those who aspire to lead and those who choose to follow.
Wow.
Yes, it's a relationship. It's not a place of subjugation. It's not a place of oppression. It's not a place of inordinate control over people. It is not a place to issue warrant and control.
Mm,
It's a relationship. Relationship between those who aspire to lead and those who choose to follow. It is a process whereby your good example bring a conviction that enters into somebody, and that person cannot be turned back from following you for whichever reason. It's a situation whereby an individual that had a passion to serve fully submitted his own example by conviction in the life of another who choose to follow without resistance. It is a behavior of an individual directing the activities of a group towards a shared goal, and the group follow without rejection.
mm,
There is a man that wrote on leadership, Jacobs and Jacks. He defined leadership as a process of a process of exemplary presentation of purpose with
mm,
a meaningful direction for a collective effort.
mm,
Me, I look at leadership as the ability of a superior to influence the behavior of a subordinate or a group, or persuade them to do a particular task or follow a course of action, or to work towards a predetermined objective without them rejecting it.
mm,
The ability, and that ability is not by forceful implementation. That ability is showing or living an exemplary life, doing the same thing. I remember years ago, as far back as 1984, 85, 86, 87, I was following the discipleship training of a man called Gbile Akani. Up to today, they call him Brother Gbile Akani. He is more than the Archbishop that we know today. I remember when we used to go to Boko for a program, a very remote area. You have a program of 3, 4, 5 days. The leader is not a pastor of one church. He runs programs in campuses, he runs programs in churches, he runs programs in nations. And this man will come in the day that we have program. People that come from far and near, the places provided for them to clean up in the morning. Everybody will queue up. You see this man also will queue up. If they did not tell you this is Billy, you will know that is the man. There's no special place for the oga to eat. We all queue up. We all take the same share of food. We all go to the same bedroom. We also go to the. If he did not even sit at the altar, when the time for ministration comes, then they will call him from where he's sitting among the people who want to minister to. I now begin to see, I begin to understand the principle of Jesus' leadership. That even when they were coming to arrest him, they find it very difficult to know who is Jesus Christ. That's why they were looking at everybody until the traitor went to kiss him before they know this is the man you are coming to carry. This man, I begin to see kind of leadership from this man. And I begin to see the example of Jesus' leadership. And I begin to see the burning inside of me. And I see the definition that people follow in leadership today, that their definition is far different from what we saw in the Bible. Even in our civil government, in the church leadership today, or in the government leadership today, we discover that our forefathers, our founders of this government leadership, the people we have today have deviated entirely from how they started. Leadership is the ability of a superior to influence the behavior of a subordinate or group to persuade them to go and achieve a particular goal or a course of action, or to work towards a predetermined objective without them rejecting it, without them being oppressed.
Mm.
There are so many definitions of leadership. It has been misrepresented today. We can look at leadership as the art of influencing. So a lot of people discuss leadership as an influence. I partially agree with them because there are two kinds of influence. Either you are influencing positively or influencing negatively. So if somebody says leadership is an influence and stop there, I disagree with that person. I will ask the person, which kind of influence are you talking about? You know, influence, when you go to Advanced Learner Dictionaries, influence have many kind of definitions. Now, if a small boy, if you are driving your car now to the street and a small boy, maybe let's say a healthy young man of about 45 years old is driving his Jeep and is going on the street, and a small boy of 20 years, 15, 17, 20 years, stop him on the street. And the man said, let me stop for this one, let me not hit him. Never knowing that he's carrying a gun. And he took up his gun and shoot and said, lie down. The man of 45 will lie down on the street.
Mm.
What did the boy did? He influenced the man. Is that leadership? That's not leadership. So leadership is not just influence. There is negative influence, there is positive. Even the people who are erroneously carrying the seat of leadership by oppressors, they are influence. It is an influence, a negative influence. So leadership is an art of influencing or directing people in such a way that they win that you win their obedience, win their confidence, win their respect, and have a total cooperation with you in achieving a common objective.
Mm.
The fact is that true leadership is not control. True leadership is not intimidation.
Mm.
True leadership is not manipulation. You don't manipulate people to follow you. That is not leadership. It is done today, everywhere, and they do it freely. It has even become a part of the system. 2 weeks ago, I heard a president of a certain country, name withheld. He said something, and we were watching the news and we laughed. And my colleague said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, do you hear from a leader? A president of a certain country was reacting to, when they were interviewing, he was reacting to some interview. There was a demonstration, a peaceful demonstration in that nation. The people were asking for their right. They were asking for their minimum wage. They said there is hardship in this country. The people that put you there, that voted for you, they need you to increase our minimum wage, because the salary we are receiving now is not even enough to buy the food for 1 week, talk less of 4 weeks or a month. And the minimum wage lingers at the people that are in charge to engage with the government, continue with the engagement. Then the president make a comment that I laugh. In that comment, he said, my own government is not like the other government that if people are pushing like this, they will use force to push them back. As somebody that is thinking, well, as a president, you use force. If you use force, you are clapping hand for yourself that you are leading. So people look at that seat as a place of oppression, a place of subjugation. a place of manipulation, a place where you sit on fame, sit on the right of people, sit on the money that's supposed to be used for the people. But that is not leadership. We have examples of people that did that in the past, but they were not leaders. We have record about Nero, have record about Hitler, you have record about Idi Amin of Uganda, you have record about many people. They are all influential men, but they influence negatively. They exerted their strength and their will over the will of the people, but they were not leaders. They were not leaders in true sense. Leadership is not just an influence. A proven definition of leadership can go in this way. We can say true leadership fundamentally requires the possibility of taking people, taking followers into the exciting unknown and creating reality for them. The responsibility of a man or a woman to take followers into an exciting unknown and creating reality for them. Take for instance, let's say there is scarcity in the entire world now, and there is economic crunch, there is economic problem. Take Nigeria, for example, that what we are facing now. Now, if you have a true leader, is that kind of a person that have a proactive mind, that have a humble service, that have a kind of communication with the people, that even what you are seeing now, this and this and this and this and this, A, B, C, D is what I'll put in place that will take you to this exciting unknown. That is leadership. A leader that is taking people to exciting unknown will not only say things will get better. You should if you tell me now that from Nigeria now get to Accra, I should be able to tell you that by this social time, I am taking the vehicle. The vehicle will take me to this. Will take me a period of this to the airport. The plane I will enter will take off by social time. That is the way that you will be expecting me that I'll be at Accra. Now say, don't worry, I'll be there. That's not the answer. A true leader have a clear picture of where he's taking people to. That gives people the confidence, that gives people the trust, that gives people the excitement, that gives people the strength to follow even when there is nothing. Because they know, certainly, they will get there because they have a leader that have a heart for them. For many years, I've dedicated myself to the study on the subject of leadership. After thousands of hours of researches, thousands of days and weeks, thousands of books, I read several books on leadership, and uncountable books on leadership. I determined to carve out a definition for myself. And that definition incorporated the ingredients that leaders need before they can become a successful leader. I define leadership as the capacity to influence people, the capacity that one has to influence others through inspiration. Sorry? Just a second, something just dropped off. The capacity, I define leadership as the capacity to influence others through inspiration. The inspiration that is empowered and motivated by passion. No, I am bringing some words that inculcate the forceful implementation of true leadership. The capacity to influence people through the inspiration you have, that is empowered by and motivated by the passion for the better future, and the passion that is generated by a heavenly vision, not a purpose that I'm just trying to cajole people so that when the money comes, I'll build mansion for myself. A heavenly vision, which is produced by conviction, which is ignited by the purpose for why you are there. Yes, the capacity to influence people through inspiration, the inspiration that is empowered by motivated passion, the passion that is generated by heavenly vision, and which is produced by a conviction that is ignited by a purpose. So if you don't have a purpose in your heart, you don't have an idea of leadership. The only thing that can bring somebody into a place of successful leadership, that I am seeing the government is failing my people. I am seeing the church is failing my people. I am seeing that maybe my father's family, maybe my father is a polygamist, he's failing the program of entire family. I am coming up to make a difference. That's a purpose. What
mm,
is purpose? Purpose is the original reason for which you are here on earth. The intent, the original intent in the heart of God for creating a man or a woman. The very reason why God show you the picture, give you the burden for that error is the purpose. So before you have a good leader, you must have a man or a woman that had a purpose. I'm going this to do this. I'm going this to fulfill this. So that purpose is birthed from the passion. The passion is a fire that will not quench. A passionate leader has seen a purpose for which he will not only live for, but for which he will die for. That is my definition of leadership.
awesome. Awesome.
And,
Awesome.
and there is a priority that engineer that purpose. A careful study of this definition will reveal that the leader did not have only a pursuit for himself, but he makes sure that he's aiming at a result. It is not forceful taking over seat from somebody, but
Mm,
the body in the heart that if I come to this seat, I will serve and make a difference so that people will judge, not me judging. Under this definition, the word leader is not a label you give to yourself. Yes, leader is not a label you give to yourself. Leader is what people who you inspired with result, that you are stirred up by your service, that people that you have empowered by your result, they give you that name leader, not a label you give to yourself.
mm,
It's a privilege given by the followers. Leadership is a privilege given by the followers, not a forceful title grabbed by a greedy, self-ambitious individual. You see it from the life of our Lord Jesus Christ, the ultimate model of effective leadership. Our Lord Jesus Christ, he inspired his followers until they choose to follow him. They left their family, they left their boat, they left all the work they have. He get to a point that he asked Peter, everybody is going now because there is no food for people to eat. Why can't you go? He said, where are we going? You are our life. What did
mm,
he do? He inspired them to a point that they refused to go back to their home. They refused to go back to their family. They refused to go back to their job that they were doing before. What did he do? He got to a point that he was teaching them the real intent of leadership, that leadership is service. Billy Akade once told us, he said, if you are a pastor of a church and you feel too big to wash the toilet that is messed up by children, if occasion demand, it means you are too small to have the blessings of leadership.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ got to a point that he removed his towel and started washing the disciples' feet. Peter
Mm,
said, you can't wash my feet. You can't wash, oh, the Oga Kwata of the whole world. He said, if you refuse, you are not part of me. What is he saying? If you refuse, it means you can't be a leader. Miller said, if occasion demand and you feel too big, even as a pastor of the church, when they say occasion demanded, there are some instances that life need to be saved. But in today's leadership, sometimes when you get to a church, the first time you come to a church where you did not even know the pastor, you don't need to ask of the pastor. His lifestyle will show you that this is a pastor. When a single man is coming and every day entire congregation they stand up in worship before he enter, he will come late and when he's entering, it's like God has entered.
mm, mm.
That's not leadership.
Wow. Wow.
Somebody that somebody you stood under the sun to put a thumbprint to vote for. He will be coming to Lagos, Nigeria from the federal capital. Maybe he will arrive in Lagos by 1 p.m. and from 8 a.m. in the morning, the whole road is blocked and serene cover everywhere. Nobody will pass the road. Is that leadership?
Amazing.
That
Amazing.
is not inspiration. Effective
Ogunsola.
leadership is what I'm
Okay,
with
go
you.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm with you. Effective
Okay.
leadership Effective leadership is 100% influence through inspiration and humble service. The primary and principal pursuit, therefore, is to pursue service, not to pursue the
Mm,
seat. And when you pursue service, people will pursue you and follow you. God bless you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And thank you, everybody that has joined us. This is awesome. The whole world must hear this message. So please share the link. Share the YouTube link, share the Facebook link. Let this go everywhere. Ogunsola Sunday says, well done, sir. And Mama Doka says there's a deviation, absolutely, about what leadership in the Bible is and what is going on in our world today. Jesus, help us.
I agree with you
Ogunsola
100%.
says leadership is having positive influence on
Good.
people. And that is what you were sharing.
I agree
And
with you.
Ogunsola states again that leadership is not a label that you give to yourself, as you were sharing. It's the people that will give you the leadership, not yourself. And Sister Christine says, wow, because you were sharing your hearts, deeper things. A leader pursues service and not a seat. That was that was deep, and it is deep. We pursue service. We are there to serve. We are there to serve,
It's
not
good.
to pursue a seat where you become. I thank God I belong to a church where my leader is so humble. When you enter into the church, we are all like, if I don't tell you this is my pastor, you may not even know. This is my senior pastor, you may not even know. And that is what you were saying. He doesn't want to be given a special seat. So the same seat we all, the same type of chair we all sit on, the same seat they give him. There was a time the leaders created a beautiful chair for him. He said, no, 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 no. And that is a good leader, you know. And he said, medical doctor, a very big man, but when he comes to church, very humble. And that is how we are able to connect. So God bless you for sharing so much. I know you have so much more to share, but I know I will ask a question and some will come in again. So I want you to share because we want to develop the leadership skills in us. So what are the traits or habits we need to develop to be able to become the leaders, the good leaders and the strong leaders that you are talking about?
Thank you. Thank you. If you look at, there are so many traits if you want to develop leadership. But we will mention few. We'll mention few in this platform. If you look at key traits or habits that are essential for developing strong and successful leadership skill, there are numerous. But let's look at those. I'll list some, then we point out some of them. If you look at traits, we talk about self-control. Anyone that aspires to be a successful leader must first of all look at self-control.
Hmm.
You must be, you must create, you must create the space for self-mastery. You must create a restriction for yourself. I will emphasize a little on it. Let me mention some few points.
Yeah.
Self-control, self-control, look at vision, we look at passion, we look at purpose. Purpose is the heart of that leading. We look at profitable association.
Hmm.
That area, even if I'm sleeping, I can't set people on that line. Profitable association. We talk about self-discipline. We talk about self-discovery. If you have not discovered yourself, you end up as you never exist at all. If you have never discovered the leadership in you, everyone you follow, you think is a leader, you become this person today, tomorrow you become different person. Because
Hmm.
each person that passes on your way, because you want to be a leader, you want to be like that person. Firstly, you discover yourself. Self-discovery. And we talk about every leader have initiative. If you don't have initiative, you will be driven by everybody's suggestion. And every leader, we talk about initiative, we talk about priority. So we talk about self-discovery, vision, passion, purpose, profitable association, self-discipline, initiative, priority. There are many, but I think we'll be able to look at few of these today. So when I talk about self-discovery, let me start from self-discovery. Self-discovery of your inherent leadership potential is the key to an understanding of whom you are meant to be, and is the power that will bring you to fulfilling your purpose for existence as a leader. Self-discovery. See, the original intent in the heart of your maker, in the heart of God, for creating you, regardless of whom you are, whether you are a man or woman, black or white, from any region of the earth, the original intent in the heart of God for making you, you cannot access that intent except you discover yourself.
Mm.
Now, let me share with you shortly. A story has been told of a young lion living among sheep. I want to bring this story to interpret what real self-discovery is before you can become a leader. There is a farmer, there is a shepherd having a lot of sheep, and he used to take his sheep every day out for grazing. And one day he was going into the field for grazing from his farmland, and they got to a place where the sheep were grazing. He climbed up a dry tree, with a leafless tree, where he can stay to see as very far away where the sheep are in the bush. And as he was on top of that tree, his sheep were inside the farmland. They were eating and they were grazing and they were going everywhere. And he saw a very small animal very far among the sheep. Then he came down. He went closer to look at it. It was a lion cub. A lion cub is a baby lion. So helpless, very little. It's like the mother has left the baby lion there, and the farmer left also with his sheep. On his return in the evening back to his farmland, the baby lion was still lying down. That lion cub was still lying there helplessly. But every shepherd has a heart of a father, a heart of because you see shepherds sometimes when their animals they are not okay, they carry them on the shoulder, they back them and all that. That mind was in him, and he carried the baby lion so as to help and survive the baby lion. He took the baby lion to his farmland, and he began to feed that baby lion with milk and with water, the same kind of food that he gives to his sheep. And the baby lion was taking meat. He was nourishing the baby lion for milk for about 8 weeks. He was eating the same food with the sheep, and he was growing with the milk. And when the meat started bleating meh, he also bleat meh. Although the original nature of the creature there is a lion,
Mm.
but it was bleating like a sheep. Who will tell me why it's bleating like a sheep? He was feeding with sheep. He was living in an environment of sheep. Well, the habitat of sheep was its own habitat, and its nature has been changed to be a sheep nature. And the baby lion keep growing in the farmland until it become very strong. And one day, the shepherd was going out with his sheep, and the baby lion began to go move with other sheep. They were all living together, eating together, drinking together, and they were moving together. And as they went into the farmland, the shepherd still climbed a leafless tree, and he was watching from afar. And there was a roaring of a heavy noise from the riverside. And all the sheep, they run for safety as they were going to the farmland, and all of them, they were running. But the shepherd, before he came down, he discovered that one of his sheep was taken by a mother lion, very big lion that roars out of the bush. And he discovered that danger has entered this side of this forest. As the sheep were running with the fear of the big beast that was coming out, the lion also was running along with the sheep. They all ran into a safe land, and they all went there. The shepherd waited for a week, and he came out again. And as he was moving towards that side, he climbed up. The baby lion was going to the place where they drink water by the river. And immediately he stepped inside the river. The shadow that he saw that day, he saw the shadow of himself and started running. The lion was not coming, but he grew up as a sheep. But his nature as a lion, his upbringing, everything about him, his picture, his shadow, everything about him was lion, but he was living like a sheep. So as he stepped inside the water, he saw the shadow of himself, and he thought the reflection of his own shadow upon the water
mm,
brought back the mind of the beast he saw that day. They were all running, and he started running. Other sheep, they were not running, and he came back. Another day came, they went out, and as they were going to drink water, the mother lion appeared that day with a roaring of heavy noise in the forest, and all the sheep, they ran. When this lion was about to run, he never knew that the mother lion was almost there to grab a sheep, and it was the lion. You know, lion doesn't eat lion, and the mother lion stood, and the young lion stood as well. He couldn't go back, he couldn't move, terrified to a point as if he want to die, because the mother lion has blocked the path. And he look at the mother lion, he look at himself, and the mother lion look at this baby lion, and the mother lion look at the face of this one, he roar. This one could not know anything to do against, like he was trying to say whatever he can say because he want to be safe. He tried to roar also, but he's a bleating man. Why? Because I've been fed with the food of the sheep for a very long time. He never discovered that he is the lion, the master of the jungles, which he is. The mother lion kept growling at this small lion, and this small lion was trying. It's like the mother lion was saying, "You are part of me. Say
mm.
what I'm saying. Say what I'm saying. Say what I'm saying." And the entire forest begin to roar with heavy sounds until the baby lion begin to roar a little and a little, and the mother lion turned back and paused again. It is a point of decision. The baby lion discovered that I don't belong to the sheep. I belong to this heavy animal. Will I go back to the safe farmland, or I should step into the jungle, the unpredictable place, the place of terror? That was the decision. And the mother lion stood by as it paused, and it turned, and the baby lion followed. It was an invitation of the body of lion to discover itself from the midst of sheep. It was a point of decision to turn from the safe farmland where dictates of the irrelevant will control life, and step into a place where passion will make you to find a purpose, not only to live for, but even if it takes dying, you die for it. As I go through the message on that, I discovered that leadership discovery, self-discovery is attached to it. There are many people that are supposed to be leaders, but they've not discovered themselves. That's why Miles Muro wrote a book on leadership. He said the richest place on the surface of the earth planet is not the gold mine of Ghana, it's not the oil field of Nigeria, it's not the best place we thought, but the graveyard. Because in the graveyard is so many books that are not written, is so many songs that are not sung, is so many leaders that are supposed to turn country around, but they were buried. They've not discovered themselves. They've never caught on with the fire of passion. They've not stepped out. They've not tried whatever they want to try. They were dead. Those things that were inside of them until they died. So self-discovery is the first key to leadership with testimony. It's the first key to leadership with victory. It's the first key to leadership with success. Just the way that this baby lion discovered itself. Wherever we are in life, we can take a step to discover ourselves. Until we discover ourselves, we cannot take the first step into leadership challenges. Until self is discovered. Self-discovery is number one. We are created with a lot of packages for God. Until we discover what God has put in us, we will not be able to become what God wants us to be. So we must aim at whatever we can do to discover ourselves. We must do all that is necessary. We must activate the God in us. We must empower ourselves in all the ways we need to be empowered so as to discover ourselves and become what God wants us to be. That is for self-discovery. We talk about self-discovery. For you to discover yourself, there is something that God has planted in you that you need to exhibit, that you need to empower, that you need to stand up. There is no one that is a born mistake. There is a gift inside of every man. That is why the Bible said the gift of a man make it to stand before kings. There is something in you that will introduce you. There is something in you that will take you to the global world. Something in you that will make you a success. There is no one that is a born mistake. God has put inside of every one of us something that will make us a success, something that will make us to answer a question in life. There are questions in life. Every one of us is born to answer a question in life. Every one of us is born to answer a question, is born to be a solution to a particular challenge in life. But until we discover ourselves, there is a scenario of a man grew up to 75 years old. He was working in another field as he was directed. Continuously, he was helping people, doing all that, but he was not satisfied. The one thing about life, until you have discovered yourself, you are not satisfied, you don't have joy. When you are doing another thing that God has not called you to do, you may succeed in this maybe by mechanical training, but you will not be happy doing it. A man 75 years old, he was about to die. He grew very old. His strength become weakened. And one day he jumped inside the river. And the young man, the swimmer that was by the right side of the sea, jumped along with him and started rescuing this old man. This old man refused to come out. The young man with his strength dragged the old man out of the river. And the old man said, "My son, you are the cause of my pain. Why didn't you allow me to die?" And the young man said, "Father, why could I allow you to die? You jump inside the river. What's your problem? I know you for more than 20 years now. You are a successful businessman." He said, "I have done everything to satisfy every man on earth, but I'm not satisfied. Everybody know me, but I did not know myself. My son, don't be like others. Try to be yourself." And this question leads us to self-discovery. Who are you? Have you ever tried to ask yourself one day, why am I born into this family? What was I born to do? Why did God give me the grace to become born again? What did God want me to do? Why am I different from other people? What is my potential? Where am I going after here? Why did I come to this planet Earth? Have you ever taken time to ask that questions? Self-discovery. You are not too old to resume your gift. You are not too old to find out what your gift is. Look at Moses. Moses spent 40 years in Egypt. He has not started his journey. It was when he was 80 years that he started his leadership. 40 years, there is passion in him. He discovered that there is something that God has planted in him to be a leader. The book of Hebrews said, by faith, he was born as a proper child. The word proper child means God has a purpose for giving him into Egypt. He had that passion. He discovered himself. Even at the age 40, he has not started. So no matter what your age, anytime you discover yourself, God can activate that thing in you. It was the age of 80 he started. At age 40, he was too young. He had the passion. He wanted to go. But even every leader must be trained before they go. Until you are trained, you will misbehave. Moses at the age of 40 had that passion. The body was so much in him. He went into the field. He saw the Egyptians dealing with the Hebrews. He took his rod and killed an Egyptian. He thought he can kill by power. He thought he can kill. As far as Moses is concerned, the book of Acts of Apostles chapter 7 says he was educated. He was educated in all the science of Egypt. He was the best educated person. You could imagine a son of the king. As far as Moses is concerned, he has power in the palace, political power. Moses, as at that age, if he called the cook of the palace that day and said, "Today I'm not hungry to eat anything, it's only the liver of a cow," they will kill a cow because of only Moses to trace where the liver is. He has power. But because he was not trained, a small boy asking, "Who made you a judge and a leader over us?" Moses did not have answer to it because he was not trained. Until you are trained, don't be in a haste. If you discover the leadership in you, submit yourself to be developed. Because if you are not developed, you cannot go far. Moses listened to the question, who made you a judge and a leader? If that small boy would have asked him, what made you? Moses will say, I have certificate. I have power from I am qualified. I am the most qualified person. But the question is who? Every leader is made by somebody. Every leader is made by God. Every leader is trained by somebody. That is when I see in Africa, many pastors, when you ask them, who is your mentor? They don't have mentor. Well, let us watch how far you go. So, you discover yourself. You program yourself. You discover your talent. You resume your talent. The gift of a man determines his ability. The discovery of a man determines the capacity of the fulfillment in ministry. Until you discover yourself, existence has no meaning. Existence has no meaning. I talk about self-discovery. I talk about vision. As those things that we need to find, the trait we need to see in a leader. We talk about self-discovery, we talk about vision. The greatest gift God has given unto humanity is not the gift of sight. It's a gift of vision. Sight is a function of the eyes, but vision is a function of the heart. Every leader has vision. The eyes that look are many, but the eyes that see, they are very few. Have you ever wondered why God compared a Christian with the eagles? When you study the eyesight of the eagle is a bird that belongs to the long-winged birds, like vultures, like ostrich, and other birds. But what kills those birds? They could not kill eagle. The vision of the eagle shows that scientists have shown that the eagle can see the eyesight of the eagle is 10 times sharper than the eyesight of a human being. An eagle can be in the sky, but you can see the smallest fish inside the sea. A leader must have foresight. But many people, they have foresight, but they don't have insight. The eye that look are many, but the eye that see, they are very few. Vision. Vision. When you discover yourself, you must have vision. Your vision determines your destiny, because when you see that which is impossible as possibility through the eye of faith, you become what others have faith to be. In the book, The Servant Leadership, written by Robert Casey, it stated that foresight is the lead that leads a leader to a place of fulfillment. Once the leader loses the foresight, it loses everything. All effective leader must know. They must know that vision is a key, that they have to see beyond what is around. They have to see into the future. Helen Keller was born blind. They interview her on the TV. They ask her, what is the worst problem on earth? They say the worst problem on earth is not to be born blind, but a man that have the eyes but cannot see. A man that have the eyes that cannot but does not have vision. Many people, they are there. People have assumed seat. People have taken seat by force, but they don't have vision. That's why governments begin to roll around the seats, because there's no vision. No wonder the Bible says, without vision, people perish. The limit of every man's vision determines the limit of his operations in leadership seat. Your impact is limited to your vision as a leader. The capacity at which your vision covers dictates the scope of your exploit in leadership. The capacity your vision covers determines your scope of exploit in leadership. What you see is what you can be. At one point, your vision can expand. There is nothing you can do. There is no progress you can achieve without the strength of your vision. There is a research by Stanford. It says 89% of what we are in life is visual presented. So when you cannot see, you don't have life. Not physical seeing, but your heart. There is an eye in the heart. That is the eye that leads people to the expected place where they ought to be. All great leaders over the ages possess two things. They possess passion, and they possess the strength to carry the passion forward. So when I talk about those traits, I talk about this self-discovery, I talk about vision, I talk about passion. What is passion? If we are looking at passion, truth, the expression, true passion is the discovery of belief, reason, idea, conviction, or cause of life to live for and also to die for. The expression passion means true leadership passion. It is the discovery of a belief by a man or a woman, a discovery of a particular reason why things must happen, discovery of an idea or a conviction or a course of action for which you live for and also have determined to die for. That is passion. That is passion. Every leader that can make mark must have passion. Passion is a controlling desire that exceeds the boundary of casual interest or concern. It's a controlling desire. It transports an individual into the realm of obligation. Passion is the discovery of deep desire born out of conviction that renders one possessed by commitment to a purpose. When you are passionate, you are possessed. People look at your action as you are possessed. People that listen to you, people that have tried to force things out of your hand, the strength with which you hold that thing that you cannot go back, say this one is a possessed man. It makes you possessed by a purpose. The passionate commitment allows one to become, to overcome every opposition, every adversity, every failure, every disappointment, every discouragement. Passion makes you to hold on. It's a journey one started without going back. Passionate leaders are leaders who have discovered something to live for and to die for. We talk about those traits that will help leaders. They must be passionate. And they should also develop. I said they should develop profitable relationship. Profitable relationship. Do you know why? Engaging oneself in a profitable relationship is a trait that will help the journey to become easy and successful. Do you know the reason? Your association in life determines your acceleration in life. You need to develop profitable relationship because your association in life determines your acceleration. Your association determines your motivation. Your association determines your inspiration. Your association determines your distinction in life. For you to become a distinctive person in life, if you tell me the type of people you associate with, I will tell you the type of person you are. Your association determines your manifestation. Your association determines your celebrations in life. Profitable association. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, the Bible says, evil communication corrupts good manner. Another Bible translation says, wrong association brings bad character. In 1 Samuel chapter 9, if you go through verse 3 to verse 11, Saul was looking for his father's ass. If not because he associated with a young boy that can encourage him, he would have lost his mission to become a king. He looked for the ass in the desert for 3 days. He did not have, they don't find the ass. And he was with a servant. And he was discouraged, he want to go back. The servant said, we must not go. They said there is a seer in this city. And so said, now, even if there is a seer, what do we have to give? I don't have money. The servant said, I still have little money. Saul would have lost that connections that took him to Samuel before he was ordained a king. If not because he associated with a good boy. Wrong association has damaged a lot of people's destiny in life. I told people that friendship is not by force. Friendship is by choice. It is better to be friendless than to have friends that will damage your future. I want people to be careful of people that have PhD spirit. Pull him down. When they see you moving forward, they pull you down. Your association determines your acceleration in life. There is no relationship in life that leave you neutral. They either add to you or take away from you. They either help you or hurt you. They either multiply you or divide you. Especially when you are taking a journey of leadership, there are some people who are ready to associate with you so that they can kill the vision. Know the kind of friend. Friendship is not for fun. Friendship is for future. Friendship is not for socialization. Friendship is for acceleration. Friendship is not by force. Friendship is by choice. You may not be an enemy to anyone, but you cannot be a friend to everybody. There are so many people that their lives run into mess in the Bible because they fell into wrong association. Do you know a young man called Amnon? Do you know the man called Jonadab? Amnon is a son of Saul. He had a friend, Jonadab, a very bad friend, who taught him to commit evil with his stepsister. 3 years after that, Absalom, the senior brother of the girl that Amnon raped, organized a feast and invited his stepbrother. He killed Amnon. Do you know the first person that went to David to announce to the father of these two brothers that one has killed the other because of the evil the other committed 3 years ago? It was the same Jonadab. There are many Jonadabic families that are still on earth. If you associate with Jonadamic family, they will teach you how to rob your future. They will teach you how to kill your future. They will teach you how to kill your future.
I am blessed. I hope you are blessed too. Prof is really sharing his heart so strongly with all of us. And I hope after this conversation, we will all come to a place of desiring and searching to discover ourselves deeper and deeper. You want to know why you were born, why you are here. Every day you wake up is another opportunity to discover yourself. And as he was sharing about the lion who was raised by the goats, I learned a lot. And I realized that when he finally discovered himself, he was at a place of being ready to be taught. So the big lion mentored the little lion. He showed him how to roar, and he was roaring. It wasn't working at the beginning, but he kept trying. He kept trying, so he became better and better at it. So let's be teachable and let's be at a place of being ready to learn, to be mentored, to be coached. That is how we become successful and discover fully who we are, our full potential. Some of us we need to read books. As if you can, if you listen to this prof, you can see that he's very well read. He reads a lot, very knowledgeable. He knows his stuff. We must all devote time to learn. Listen, some of the things we can even listen on YouTube. Some of the books are free on YouTube. Just go there, Google, get it, and start learning. The Bible, you can listen to it on the app. There's so many ways to learn to become the people God created us to be. I have learned a lot, and I don't know about you, and I want you to share in the comment section. What are you taking away from today's conversation? I feel so sober, and I know it's the same with you. Talking about self discovery being the main thing you need to pursue self discovery. And we are in July, the middle of the month. Let this month be a month that you devote solely to discover yourself. I don't think we are all there yet. So, no matter what you are doing and where you are in life, there is more in you. You can still do more. You can attain more. You can be a better leader, a better mom, a better father, a better pastor, a better teacher. Put your profession there. A better prayer warrior, a better Bible teacher, Whatever you are doing, you can get better at it. We talked about vision, having a foresight, insight. You need to know who you are, your purpose. And he also talked about profitable association. Whatever you are doing, if you don't have the right people in your corner, things can mess up. You can start very well and it will collapse at some point. So make sure you have the right association. I posted something yesterday. It says, sit with the winners. Sit with the winners because the conversation is different. They will tell you great stuff, how to be successful in one thing or the other. Set your priorities right. Set your priorities right as a leader. Have initiative. Initiative. You should know the plan for your life as an individual. I think you are a leader to yourself first before you can be a leader to the rest or the family around you and even the people around you. And in every career or assignment, you must be a leader to yourself first. So, with all the things Prof laid out, if he's unable to join us back, we will have another session with him. We will let him come back. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, and I know you are all blessed. Sister Christine says, my takeaway is self discovery and having a vision. Yes, self discovery. Let's take time to know who we are. Let's take time to know who we really are. What is lying down there that we are not aware? It's not too late, as he shared. It's never too late. Whether you are 20 years, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. I always believe that if you sleep and you wake up again, God has something to do with your life that day. Every day is an opportunity. Every day. So never write yourself off that is too late. I can't do nothing. If you can crawl, crawl. Somebody said that. If you can just jog, do it. If you can run, whatever you can do, whatever it takes, because you want to close your eyes one day and find yourself in front of your maker, and you will hear him saying, well done, thou good and faithful servant. You did not hide your lamp or your light under the bushel. You let it shine to the world, no matter how small. You did not hide your one talent. You didn't bury it. You use it and it doubled that. So this is where I will stop and I will bring Prof back another time. I know the internet might have been an issue. So it's okay. We'll arrange and have him back to finish up. I hope you all agree with me that he's been a great blessing. Please share the link. Let somebody also listen to this wealth of wisdom. Let somebody listen to this wealth of wisdom and be a blessing as well. And subscribe to Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noy on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. And even as you do that, share with other people, invite them, tell people about what God is doing, the little steps we are taking. Let them come and be part of the journey. So that one day, when we reach 1 million followers or subscribers, you'll be part of it. You will celebrate. Say, I was there at the beginning. The joy and the fulfillment that will be. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. Once again, this is Sheila Noy um, coming your way today with Professor Livingstone Apochi from Nigeria. So I love you and I appreciate you. We'll be back next week or the following week. Just keep us in prayer. I salute you all and I appreciate you all. And I bless God for your lives. May you all be able to be at a place of fulfillment, self discovery, knowing that God showed you your purpose and you did not put it under the bushel. You said yes to God. Great delivery. You answered my question, who makes a leader? Please bring Prof back. And he hasn't exhausted the con. Yes. I'll bring him back. You know, he showed me another book. I'm like, this book, he has to come back. So we'll bring him back to finish this one first. And the book about women. I can't let it go. Thank you, Mama Dorcas. Thank you, Pastor Poco. Thank you, everybody, Sister Christine. Sunday, I'm not sure of this, that's what I'm saying. Ogunsola Sunday. Pastor Israel, thank you, my brother. Thank you for connecting me with Prof. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you, everybody. Um, Thank you, my sister, my dearest sister. I appreciate you. Yes, so please, my thank you will be complete if we apply the knowledge, the nuggets. Oh, he's here. Prof is here. Okay.
It went off. The whole light went off.
Prof, we were thinking of bringing you back another time to finish up. What do you think?
I prefer that.
Awesome. So let's wrap it up. They all
I
said
prefer that.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I
I
am
prefer that.
blessed. Everybody is blessed. We will
Yes.
share the link. We will let people hear of this, and then we'll come back with a second part. So I
That's
start
much.
from
That's much better. Nigerian Nepal has failed themselves, and the gen went off. But
yes,
I'm trusting God. I'm trusting God for that.
yes. So I will share those links in the comment section. Let's go and buy this book. Let's go and buy this book and read it before Prof comes back. So I salute you all. God bless you. The link is right there. It's not expensive at all. Just one click. It's less than $2. Please purchase it and let's support his work. So I salute everybody. I love you and I appreciate you all. I don't even think Prof is on right now. His thing is frozen. So let's say goodbye from Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noy whilst we dance.